In today's video, I show you how to install and configure JellyPlex-Watched. JellyPlex-Watched is similar to WatchState in that it syncs the watch state of your media on Plex, Jellyfin, or Emby. It is designed to keep in sync all your users' watch history between your local Jellyfin, Plex, and Emby servers. Let's jump into getting JellyPlex-Watched set up. However, before we get started, there are a few things that I need to note. One, the setup process is easiest if all of your users and your media libraries match between your media servers. So you want the same user on Plex that you have in Jellyfin or in Emby. If your users or libraries don't match, or you have an issue with the sync, then what I would do is write down all the users and the libraries that you have and keep that available. And I'll show you how to match those up later in the video. All right, I'm going to open up Plex and Jellyfin just to see the current watch state of the two different applications. And then after the sync is done, we'll go back and look at that real quick to make sure that it's actually syncing. So let me open those real quick. I have a few movies in here, a couple of TV shows. Most of it's just dummy data, but let me just show you real quick what the watch state is for the movies. I've got Africa Screams, Frosty, His Girl Friday, and It's a Wonderful Life marked as played. If I jump over to Jellyfin, look there, go to movies, you'll notice that none of those are marked as played. If we go over to TV shows, you'll notice here that Beverly Hillbillies has 32 episodes. There's actually 36, I believe, because 4 of them have been marked as watched. We'll jump back to Plex, look at the TV shows real quick. You'll see there's 36 here that are unwatched. If you go into season 1, you'll see that none of those are marked as watched. That's all I wanted to show you there. Let me get back to the home on both of these. Then we'll jump back to Unraid and get the JellyPlex-Watched set up. All right, first thing here, we're going to click on apps. We'll go to the search box and we'll search for JellyPlex-Watched. It's the only one here, so go ahead and hit install. At the top part here, the name, repository, network type, all that stuff is fine. Let's jump down to dry run. Right now this is set on true, and what this does is it's just going to do a pseudo run of it. It's not actually going to sync anything. So I'm going to leave that on true for the time being. We'll look at the logs to make sure it's working correctly, and after we determine that it is working, we'll set this to false, and then it'll actually apply the sync. Next down is run only once. We'll leave that alone. Sleep duration. You'll see 3600 here. This is in seconds, so this is 1 hour, which I think is fine for movies. If you wanted it for TV shows, then I'm going to set mine at 1800. But right now, I'm going to set it to 60 seconds because we're just going to be testing with it. And I don't want to wait around for a half hour for it to run each time. Go ahead and scroll down some more. Now we're going to look for the sync from and to options. So right here, this first one is sync from Plex to Jellyfin. Do we want it to sync from Plex to Jellyfin? I do. So I'm going to set this to true. It's already true. Next option down, sync from Plex to Emby. I don't have Emby installed. If you do, and you want it to sync there, go ahead and leave it on true. I'm going to change this to false. Now sync from Jellyfin to Plex. So doing this, it'll set a backward sync to go from Jellyfin to Plex. So I'm going to leave that on true. Jellyfin to Emby. I don't have Emby installed. I'm going to set that to false. Sync from Emby to Plex. Once again, false. Sync from Emby to Jellyfin. That'll be false again. Plex base URL. This will be the URL for your Plex server. Note the S. You'll see it says not secure up here, meaning that it's not an HTTPS site. It's just HTTP. I'll have to remove that S. So while we're here, I'm just going to copy the port number and the IP address. And this is the IP address of my Plex server on my server. Go back to my container, find the Plex base URL, remove that stuff, and then paste it in. And you'll see here, there's no S. I had an issue with it earlier. That's why I'm kind of stressing on this here. All right, Plex token. It's basically Plex's version of an API key. Let me show you how to find that if you don't know. Go back to our Plex container, find any movie, any TV show. In the bottom corner, you'll see a series of 3 dots on it. Go ahead and click on those dots. Go all the way down, you'll see Get Info. Another window appears, Media Info. You click on View XML, and this is where you'll find your Plex token. Up here in the address bar, if you click into the address bar and go all the way over to the right, scroll all the way over, you'll see X Plex token equal, and then everything after the equal, the random string of letters and numbers, you want to copy that. We'll go back to our container, and we'll paste that in the Plex token field. Scrolling down now, you'll find the same basic thing for Jellyfin, the Jellyfin base URL. I'm going to jump over to Jellyfin, grab the IP address and the port number, copy, go back to our container, and replace the Jellyfin base URL with the information we just copied. Once again, that's another HTTP, no S, colon, / your server's IP address, colon, and then the port number for Jellyfin. Next down, we have Jellyfin token. This is going to be the API key for Jellyfin. Let me show you how to find that real quick. All right, we'll go up to Jellyfin. Over on the left, we're going to click on the hamburger menu, drop down to dashboard. We'll scroll down, look under the advanced section. We'll find API keys here. We'll click on the API keys. I already generated one, but I'll show you how to do it anyhow. Up here in the top left, click on the plus next to API keys. Give it a name. So JellyPlex-Watched, whatever you want to name it. Go ahead and hit OK. I'm going to throw a 2 in mine just to make sure it's different. And you'll see it generates an API key here. Go ahead and highlight that key. I'm going to do my original one and get rid of this one. Go back to your container and then paste that API key into the Jellyfin token field. If you have Emby, it'd be the same basic process. You put in your Emby server here and then the token for that as well. I don't have it, so I'm just going to skip over it. So at this point, if your users and your media libraries match between your media servers, then you're all done. Just go ahead and click apply and then done. I kind of thought that would take a little longer. I was going to tell you a quick little story with that installed, but it was super quick. So let me just tell you the story real quick anyhow. While working on this video, I had a drive fail in my server. Again, this is, I think, the second one in 2 weeks. Luckily, I had a new one on hand and I was able to swap it out. Not a big deal. Now, mind you, these are all 4 terabyte hard drives. They're 10 years old. They've definitely served their king and country for sure. They're HGST drives, so I'll leave a link to them in this description. And I've been replacing them with 12 terabyte versions, so I think 10 years for a drive, it's pretty reliable. Been pretty happy with them, so if you want to check it out, I'll leave it down there for you. All right, moving on. Now, I said that if your users and your media libraries matched, then you're all good. If your media users or your libraries don't match, then let's go back and adjust the container, and I'll show you how to address that. So let's go back to our Docker tab. We'll find JellyPlex-Watched in the list, click on the text to re-edit the container, scroll all the way down. You'll see here it says show more settings. Go ahead and toggle that on. Now you see there's a lot more settings down below here. Got debug levels. This is stuff that I'm not really going to concern you with right now, but if you have issues, you can always come back here and turn on the debug mode and set the debug level to debug to get more information. What we're looking for, though, is down here under user mappings. If you have mismatched users, this you can tell JellyPlex-Watched which user matches to which user. So these mappings, they're a little different than everything else. You have to have it in the little curly braces here, quotes, and then the name of the user from your first server, which for me is AlienTech42, close quotes, and then a colon, another set of quotes. Then you'll put in the name of the user on the other application. So for my Jellyfin user, that one is demo. Once again, close it in quotes. Then when you're all done, you can go ahead and put in another curly brace, closing one, and that'll match up the AlienTech42 user to the demo user. If you have more than one user and they don't match, then you can just get rid of that last curly brace, add in a comma. These values are comma separated, so comma, another set of quotes, and then your next user. So let's call this test user. Quotes again, another colon, quotes again, and then the username on the other server. We'll call this user test. These don't exist, but you get the idea. Closing quotes, and then once again, the closing curly brace. If you have another one, another comma, and keep going. I only have the one user, so let me get rid of all that. We'll leave that one just like that. Next down, we have library mappings. If you have mismatched libraries, and I did this on purpose just so I could show you. Once again, curly brace, quotes, the library name for the first one, and mine is TV shows, quotes, colon, the other name on the other server, that's called shows over there, another closing quote, and then curly brace. Once again, if you have more, comma, do the same thing. And you always end it with a curly brace at the very end of the statement. So the comma items would go inside of that. Scrolling down a little bit, you've got the ability to blacklist library items. Like if you have some, adult collection, then you could just totally nuke that out of there so it doesn't sync at all. Down a little further, you've got the ability to blacklist a library type. So you can blacklist movies or TV shows or photos or whatever you want it to be. Same thing with whitelisting items, blacklisting users. If you want some users to be excluded, they don't get the sync option. That's where you can do this at. Whitelist users, go there. If you have more than one Plex server or more than one Jellyfin server, you can set it up so that they sync between the two. And the last items down here, you leave blank. If you do not put in the Plex token, then you can instead put in the username here and the password. I think the token works way easier, and I just go that route. One thing I wanted to note up here is the user mappings and the library mappings, those are going to have the little curly braces on them. The blacklisting libraries, whitelisting, library types, users, all those don't have the curly braces. Those are just in quotes. So let me show you what that would look like. Let's say we're going to blacklist a user named Bob. It's going to be quote, we'll put in Bob. Let's say you've got a user named Steve too. You can do a comma separated, comma, and then Steve. And then you end it with the quotes, and that's how you'd blacklist users. Same would go for the whitelisting users, same type of thing. Blacklist a library type. Let's say you have something like other videos, just random stuff that you don't care about, home videos, that kind of stuff. Same thing, quotes, name of it, other videos, and then quote, like that. I don't have those in either of these libraries, so let me get rid of this and get rid of this one. Once you've got everything matched up the way you want it, go ahead and scroll down and hit apply. And then done. If you're not back at your Docker tab, let's go there. We're going to find JellyPlex-Watched. Over on the right side, I'm going to turn on auto start, and then I'm going to click on the icon, which is just a question mark, so we need to get an icon in there. Then we're going to drop down and go to logs. I'm going to scroll back to the top here just to get a clean start. You'll see it started, dry run is true, user mappings. We're going to map Alien Tech 42 to demo, library mappings, TV shows to shows, creating blacklist and whitelists, creating server connections. It's setting up the connection for Plex here, setting up the connection for Jellyfin there, creating user lists. Server 1 is the Plex account. Server 2 is going to be the Jellyfin account. And you'll see here, syncing libraries, movies, and TV shows. And then server 2, syncing libraries, movies, and shows. They're different names. I'm going to expand this just a little bit so we can read it a little easier. All right, where were we? Generating watch for demo in library movies. Finish getting watched for demo in library movies. Generating watched for demo in library shows. Finished with that. Cleaning up. Scrolling down a little bit, we'll see here what it's actually doing. It found Beverly Hillbillies. Looks like episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4. Found movies, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. How long it took to run it. And then it's been 60 seconds and it repeats. So it definitely looks like it's doing what we want it to be doing. There's no errors, everything, it's finding the media. So now let's close out of this log file here. We'll go back into that container. So click on the JellyPlex-Watched text. We're going to scroll down here where it says dry run. We're going to change this to false. Scroll all the way down again, hit apply, and then done. We'll go back to the icon, drop down, and select logs. We'll see what it's doing. Generating the watch list, found these shows, found these movies. Looks like it should be all done. Let's go ahead and exit out of here, and let's go check both Plex and Jellyfin to make sure. Jump into Plex. We can get rid of that window there. Do a quick refresh, and right there we can see first off that Beverly Hillbillies within Plex now is marked as continue watching. So some things got marked as watched. Let's go into it and check. Scroll down, find the season, and yep, sure enough, 32 episodes now. Scroll down, episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4 have been marked as watched. So yay, that worked great. Let's go back to Jellyfin and see if the movies have been updated there. We'll go into movies, and look at that. Africa Screams, Frosty, His Girl Friday, and It's a Wonderful Life have all been marked as watched. So great, JellyPlex-Watched is doing what it's supposed to. So we verified that everything's great. Let's go back into our Docker container here and adjust one last thing. It's still set at running every 60 seconds. So let's click on the text, go into it, scroll down here under sleep duration and change that to something reasonable. Like I said, for TV shows, I do like 1800 seconds. The default is 3600. This is my demo count. I don't use it anyhow, so I'm just going to put it back at 3600. Now let's scroll all the way down and hit apply. And then done. Then you're all set. So let me tell you about some errors that I ran into. One was the HTTPS versus the HTTP for the server addresses. That was an easy fix. Just had to go copy the IP address and notice what it was, but it threw me off at first. The different usernames and media libraries from Plex to Jellyfin. I didn't realize right away that my main production machine was named TV shows and then shows on the other one. Once I figured that out, I matched those up with the mappings. Been working great ever since. Other than that, that's pretty much it. It's a quick, easy video today, but JellyPlex-Watched is definitely a good application to have. It's nice that it does multiple users versus the watch state that can do it, but you got to fight with it. This, it just works. It's simple and easy. So there you go. And at this point, I'd like to thank my Patreons for their support. I really appreciate it. It does help out the channel more than you know. Patreon members get early access to my videos and direct access to me on Discord. And they're both ad and sponsor free. I'll leave the link down in the description. And as usual, check out one of these next. And I'll see you in the next one.